Now, picture this. You're walking down the road. A group of hoodies mug an old lady and run off. What would you do? Hair off after them? Offer to be a witness? Maybe the right thing to do. But Donald McIntyre, who's seen a few crimes in his time, reckons we should ditch the heroics and walk on by. Here's his Sunday stand.
There's no place in our society for the Good Samaritan. If you see a crime happening, don't intervene, don't offer to be a witness. I walk the mean streets. It's my job to look and to testify. But to my wife and all those close to me, I will say this. Kill off those Good Samaritan instincts for your own good and the well-being of your family. Until the police and courts can protect you, until your community can support you, then I say to all those have-a-go heroes, retire. You will not be looked after, you will not be thanked, and you will not be protected. All promises of protection in the courts from judges and outside from the police are limp and empty. The effort it takes to be good, to be honest, to stand up and to do the right thing is so weighty, so onerous, that the choice is taken away. There's no room for the Good Samaritan. You're abandoned, you're on your own.
Well, if you've witnessed a crime and intervened, or perhaps you've walked on, get in touch with us on Skype. You can join the conversation as well on Twitter, on phone, text or email. All the details are on the screen. Donal, your film there inspired by something that happened to you.
Well, you know, I've investigative journalist and exposed some football hooligans and put them in jail. 10 years later, I'm in a bar with my wife. She, at the time, had a brain tumour, was going for a scan the next day. In a bar, she's having a quiet drink, preparing for this the next morning. I'm approached by a group of people who knew the person I put inside. I was beaten up. She intervened trying to protect me. She got beaten up, and somebody was convicted last December for it. But the point of it is, very few people gave evidence. In court, we were abused. I was accused of starting a fight with 10 men. Only one man was convicted. Now, it's my job to testify. My wife, who gave evidence from behind a screen, again, she was verbally assaulted, so intimidated. And so she came out and said, I wish I never even reported the crime. And I, as an investigative journalist, it's my job to testify and to give evidence. But I was shocked that I was intimidated as a witness in this court case beforehand. I felt that the police let us down. We got no security. They pulled security away from us. In the court, the judge offered me scant protection. And afterwards, we offered no protection. So I said, it's like this. We've lived this. My wife said she would walk on by, and it's a terrible indictment that the Good Samaritan is dead, walk on by, and it's the forces of law and order who killed it off.
Jenny,
because it's not worth it.
Would this put you off?
Absolutely not. And my sympathies are absolutely with you and your wife. But I could not walk away. I just couldn't do it. For me, I think that it's a spiritual crime. I think that if I walk away and leave somebody in trouble, that I am no better than the person who has committed the crime. And nowadays, with mobile phones, I have like a whole raft of things that I do when I see things going wrong. First of all, I always make sure that I stand far enough away that they cannot catch me. I immediately start shouting at the top of my lungs. I get to try to stop the person. Hey, are you okay? You stop that. I take out the mobile phone and I hold it up and I say, I'm filming this, scram.
This is when you witness what?
When I witness people hurting other people or attacking other people, I'm always right in there. And I don't mean right in there like hauling somebody off. I mean right in there like, you are being watched, I am calling for help.
How many times has this happened?
Well, I'm always a big one saying, I'm filming you. Probably maybe about 6 or 7 times. I have a child.
Where do you live?
And I just
want to avoid the area.
Because it's not where I live.
Oh, good.
And the thing I've done it in other countries. I have a teenage son, and if God forbid something happened to my son, and I knew that the last thing that he saw was a group of people standing there while someone hurt him, I would just be bereft. I would rather that I tried to help and something happened to me and him say, my mother got killed trying to help somebody,
James?
than me not.
Well, firstly, I'd like to explore. I think I can understand what Donal says, but and Donal will admit this, I'm sure, when you actually see something happening like that, your instincts, I'm sure, would be you were going to help. Because if you saw Jenny being beaten up in the street, would you walk on by?
I do it, and that's what I do. But I'm saying
Exactly.
it's the price that society's imposing.
I want to talk about that. What are the police doing? What are the judges doing when people are heckling in court, being offensive in court? Why are these people not being taken away and locked up? Why can people get away
I'll tell you why.
with this?
Because they're so inured, they're so desensitized by it. It becomes just a game the police play, a game
we have to stop that.
The judges play, and they sit in court. And when the Millie Dowler story broke, and I was there, thinking, well, I've just lived through that. I've been called the most egregious things in court, and suggesting that I would start a fight with 10 with my wife who's got a brain tumor, and that I'm like, it's okay. And where were the good Samaritans when we needed it? Everybody ran for
sitting
cover.
in a bar, nobody bothered to help.
30 people, nobody bothered to help, and all the witnesses disappeared.
And how did that make you feel?
Well,
where was this bar, so we don't go there?
It was in Hampton Court and it's closed down.
Good.
But what happened was, there was so few witnesses in a crime which was caught on CCTV that the jury in the court case wrote a letter to the judge to say, where are all the witnesses? And that's the point, because they've run for cover. And
But
the reason is the price is so high.
Are you not then sending out exactly the same message now?
No, what I'm saying is,
witness.
I'm making the point, right, is that I've walked the mean streets, I intervene, and I would always do that because that's in my makeup. But I'm saying is the
You're
victims...
telling other people not to.
No, I'm saying that because the victims of people who have done the right thing, they've been abused, harassed,
But then
and the
we
price
become
being paid
victims
is
as
far too much,
society.
right?
I think
so
actually
I'm trying
you
to
have
arrest.
to be very careful because, if Jenny is sitting there with a mobile phone, it's a guy who's a bit nuts, and he sees her, he's like to attack her and kill her. So I suggest people People are not frightened. Some of them are just not frightened, Jenny. They don't care about the law or anything else.
There's running distance. So you
You
make
won't
sure
outrun
that you
someone.
stand far away.
It's about in the courts. I mean, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's about being in the courts, being protected by judges, being protected by police. The thing
But
about
use your energies to sort that system. Don't use your energies
Well,
to make
let's see if we can
people.
address that with Shonali Routray, who is from Witness Confident.